Hello ladies and gentlemen, how are you? My name is attorney Charles Zavala here from Zavala Texas Law. We are immigration lawyers, and today's video is going to be specific on how to get your green card through work if you qualify through the EB2. So if you like our videos, if you find it interesting, feel free to subscribe on any of our social medias we have here or our YouTube channel, because we're always coming out with videos. We enjoy working with our clients, and we enjoy finding ways that people can move to the USA in a permanent or temporary reason for work. So if you like our videos, feel free to give us a thumbs up. So this video is kind of a part 2 to a video that I released earlier on what's called an EB2, right? EB just stands for employment based. But today's video is going to be what's called a NIW, or National Interest Waiver, okay? And what a National Interest Waiver allows you to do is you can apply for your green card through work without needing an employer, which is great, right? Because most of the times you need an employer to sponsor you. Right, so let's say you have company USA wants to bring somebody from anywhere else in the world, right? You need a company to sponsor you unless you have or qualify for what's called the National Interest Waiver, and that's what this video is about. Not all jobs qualify for this, right? So if you want, look at our other video about the EB2 to find out if you even qualify for the EB2, because you have to qualify for the EB2 for you to be eligible for the National Interest Waiver, okay? So I'll give you, I urge you, watch the other video about the EB2. It's not very long, it's pretty, and it will tell you the information of what you need to know about an EB2, but here I'll give you a brief little overview. So an EB2 is if you have an advanced degree or an exceptional ability. You only need to have one of those, advanced degree or exceptional ability. Watch our video, we explain how you can each one of those. So assuming that you can establish you have an advanced degree or an exceptional ability, great. Now if we can show that your job, your profession, your company is of national importance, then it could be possible that you don't need an employer to sponsor you. You can do it for yourself. Right? And an example of what we've been working with recently would be pilots, right? We've been working, commercial airline pilots have been able to qualify for the National Interest Waiver because, and also engineers have been working out too, and I'll explain to you how we know what professions they are. But if we can show that they qualify for the National Interest Waiver, they don't need an employer. So you can essentially self-petition. So let's pretend I was a pilot in another country, or I'm an engineer, or certain jobs that qualify for the National Interest Waiver. I don't need a company to sponsor me. I can do it on my own. So you can ultimately get your green card on your own if you qualify. So watch our other video about EB2 to make sure that you qualify for the EB2. Remember, advanced degree or exceptional ability. We have to figure out what job, what career, profession you're in, but if we can make one of those two, then you're eligible for the EB2 if you get a job offer. But if you don't have a job offer, let's see if we can get you with the National Interest Waiver. So to qualify for a National Interest Waiver, and I apologize, I'm going to be reading my notes right here, we have to show that your job, your career, your profession is of national importance, right? And the reason we do, or the way we do that, is it's a 3-pronged test, and this was a case that came out with the courts and immigration courts. But ultimately, the first thing we need to do is, number 1, your proposed endeavor, which means your job or what you're going to be coming to do, is of substantial merit and national importance. We have to show that. So it's of substantial merit and national importance. And I'll explain to you how we do this. Second is that you, the immigrant, the person who's coming to the USA, is well positioned to advance this endeavor, this job, this profession, right? So that just means you have to have the qualifications to do what you say you are doing, right? And the last, there has to be a significant benefit for national interest, okay? So the 3 is you have to have a proposed endeavor of substantial merit and national importance, which is kind of similar to the third one is just significant benefit of national importance, and you have to show that you can move this along. So the question is, how do we show that it is important to the country? Well, the government kind of helps us, you know. They will release memos regarding, as to the Biden administration actually came out with a memo, but they will talk about what sort of careers will qualify for the National Interest Waiver, what the government needs right now, right? Or I'm sorry, not the government, what the USA needs right now. So not all jobs qualify for National Interest Waiver, right? But assuming that there are certain occupations, professions that we know about that we can get you in. You know, and that is a fantastic, because you no longer need an employer to sponsor you, and it cuts the time of you waiting. Okay, so the National Interest Waiver is a really good option if you qualify. And to qualify, remember, you have to qualify for EB2, which means an advanced degree or exceptional ability. And then if you meet one of those criteria, then we just have to show that the job of is national importance, right? And everyone's gonna say, oh, well, my job's important, blah, blah, blah. I understand, but that's not the way the government views it. So there are certain careers, certain professions, it depends on what you are doing, right? Another example with this would be nurses. Nurses is some right now, there's a huge need for them in the USA. And because of that, we could try to get them over with the National Interest Waiver, you know? Also engineers, depending on what sort of engineering path you're doing, what are you doing? Pilots, we've been actually having a really good success with commercial freight pilots, also instructors, right? So if you feel like you may qualify, or you know somebody, feel free to give us a call at the phone number. All appointments are going to be via phone with me personally, and we can discuss, see if this is an option for you, because if you do qualify for the EB2 and you have an employer who wants to sponsor you, fantastic. If you qualify for the National Interest Waiver, you don't need an employer and it's faster, okay? So I urge you all to give me a call if you think this is interesting. If not, feel free to subscribe our videos because we're always giving out more information about this, okay? Thank you. I hope you all have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.